Hearty shalom to you. Jeffrey Seif here, working our way together with you through the book of Acts. We're at the 18th chapter right now, and it's an interesting one. In fact, they're all interesting because this man really is on the move. The Lord is just pressing him onward to do more and be more. He's been in Athens, Greece, Paul that is, and we're told that after these things, Paul left Athens and went to Corinth. We're leaving Athens and we're heading to what's referred to as the Peloponnesian Peninsula, or Achaia in his day. There, we're told in verse 2, he found a Jewish man named Aquila, a native of Pontus, having recently come from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because Claudius had commanded all the Jewish people to leave Rome. Anti-Semitism has been around for a while, pushing Jews to the curb, scapegoating Jews. I mention that because that's what's at play here. Hundreds of thousands of Jews were dislocated because of a mandate from the emperor that they are a persona non grata that need to leave. The forced evacuation of Jews from Rome itself resulted in a plethora of Jewish people making their way to Corinth. Corinth was a seaport city there between two seas, the Aegean Sea. There's a variety, there's seas between Italy and Greece, and then Greece and what we call Turkey today, the Adriatic and the Aegean. And Corinth is situated there, so it's a major seaport, and as people are vacating by sea, they come. They're driven by misfortune. We're told in verse 3, because he was of the same trade, he stayed with them and began working, for by trade they were tent makers. People socialize. The way men get together is rather interesting. A lot of time it's through work, common trade. Now, to note that they were tent makers is up for question. I don't know the extent to which they had a contract with the Boy Scouts of America to make canvas tents. It could very well be what we're looking at for here are prayer tents, what we called a tallis, a big tallis that Hebrews are known to wear those. And Paul was a member of the Parushim, a Pharisee, and there's an argument that he made a living on the manufacture of these big tallises. In any case, he and Priscilla become friends because they work together. We're told in verse 4 that he was debating every Sabbath in the synagogue, trying to persuade both Jewish and Greek people. We know that Paul was an evangelist bent on bringing the gospel to the Jew first and also to the Greek. It's interesting, though, that Paul finds his Greeks in the synagogues. Previous to this in Athens, he's not frequenting the synagogue specifically. He's out there in the open marketplace, and the results are rather lackluster. We see, however, when Paul goes into the synagogue and ministers, that he engages Jews and that he engages Greeks. I find that interesting in part because, perhaps like you even, there are a lot of individuals of non-Jewish extract that are attracted to things Jewish, the values, the virtues, the people. There's different ways that people find Jewish peoplehood, Jewish culture very delightful. And so it was in Paul's days. When you look at Paul's Gentiles, he's referred to as the apostle to the Gentiles, but his Gentiles were half-baked Jews, people that were in the process of assimilating into Jewish culture. And then they discover Paul and they hear the message and their life is transformed. They learn new things about Jesus and about joining the commonwealth of Israel spiritually, not materially. Well, Acts 18 is a fascinating chapter. I wanted to give a short intro to it, come back with you in a week and start plying through the particulars. But as you go, many blessings to you in Jesus' name. Jeffrey Seif signing out.